Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Today we have another pairing video for you, and this is of our resident female Pamphobeteus machalla. Now, many of you are probably aware, the Pamphobeteus genus are a large spider. They're one of the big bird-eating spiders, and our females can reach anywhere to sort of like 7, 8, maybe 9 inches in leg span. They really do get quite big, and they get stocky with it. They're big, heavy-set spiders, so very, very impressive. Now, one of the things that stands out with the Pamphobeteus genus is that many of the females, pretty much all of the females, are quite drab in colour. They're either browns or blacks or a bit of a mixture of the two, and not really a lot to shout about. So in some respects, they come across as a rather boring spider. So although they're large, that is about it. They don't really say a lot more. But the males, well, the males are off the spectrum. They come out in different colours. With this one, the machalla, he's come out and he's purple, and he looks absolutely stunning. Now, I'm not sure why, but our video camera doesn't pick the colour up as well as our phone camera. So you would have seen on the thumbnail that our male, that was a photo taken from our phone camera. You can see the pure brilliance and the beauty in the purple in that boy. He is absolutely stunning. Our camera in the video didn't quite pick that up quite as well, but if you see them in the flesh, they really, they really do stand out. They're fantastic looking spiders. Right, so without any further ado, let's get on with the video. We'll have a little look and see what you think to this pairing. There's many interesting things that went on with this pairing, and hopefully by now you guys, when you're watching it, will start to pick up on some of these bits and pieces, and you'll start to understand the language of love that these spiders go through. Right, sit back, check this out, and I will see you shortly. Oh, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now this is our female Pamphobeteus machalla. This is her enclosure, and we're just coaxing our male out now. There he comes, and he's in. Now, one of the things that we notice straight away with the Pamphobeteus is the striking coloration of the males. I mean, they literally go through life either brown or a bit of a black colour, and then on that final molt, well, just before the final molt, they start to show a little bit of colour in the legs, and then on the final molt, they are popping. Now, unfortunately, our camera doesn't pick up the purple in this guy so well, and yet our phone camera brings it out a treat. It absolutely shines when using our phones. But you can get the general idea there. He's an absolutely stunning looking individual. Beautiful coloration, and you can see the markings on the carapace there. This is exactly, they hold these markings throughout their life. So even as tiny slings, their carapaces have got them lovely black lines with the gold background. They really show up well. Now we can see there, he's very, very cautious. He's taking his time. You saw about the reflection here. We really struggled with this video on reflection. It's we move around a little bit in a minute, and we try and lose some of it. It's difficult with in a room full of lights and glass. It's sometimes quite awkward to try and move them away. Here we go. We're going to move the tripod now, see if we can get a bit of better angle. Now you can see there that there's webbing laid all over the floor, and we have found that the females are like, for this species, they do lay a lot of web down around the entrances to their hides, and she is in the background there. You can just about make out that dome in that light patch. That is her abdomen, and he is being very cautious. Now you notice that we've not seen any real communication signs from our male. It's almost like he knows there's something there, but he's not communicating like you would imagine. You see there's a little bit of a vibration, a bit of a shake within his pedipalps. You can see them huge great boxing gloves on him now. You can also see there that he actually gets caught up in her webbing, and you can see him trying to shake it off at different times. Clearly see the tibial hooks there. Very, very apparent there. There you go. It's huge. And obviously these are there designed to help hold our female up when they're pairing. See that colouring now, look. Beautiful, beautiful colouring. You see how it changes the way the light refracts on the hairs. Very pretty. Now this is a pretty big male as they go. He is actually quite a large fellow. And we're hoping that he's going to be able to stand his ground with our female, because she can be rather boisterous. Still no sign from her, bearing in mind that she is literally a few inches away from him, just in the background, right at the back of that hide. We're starting to get a little bit of a quiver going on now. See that? There's just a little bit of a quiver in his legs. The communication has started. Nowhere near as apparent as they have been in the past. Many of our spiders would have been thumping and tapping away by now. He's doing quite a lot of leg waving, but not much of anything else. Very, very cautious. Now it's interesting to see that our female hasn't moved at all yet, which is quite surprising. Now we've condensed this a little bit here, just purely because this male took so long. For him to come round from the top down to where he is now probably took him about 45 minutes. And she hasn't moved a muscle in all of that time. And now he's going up to the top. So this is rather interesting that he's actually ignored the entrance to the burrow. He's not been tempted to go down there and say hello. He's thinking about it. He's decided that the better option is maybe to try and call her out. There you can see there's her abdomen. See the hairs clearly there, look at that. Very difficult to see a black spider in a black hole. We're going to need some light just to see what we are looking at. Here we go. And there you go. She's quite a robust thing. Now this is the female that we had donated to us last year, and you would have remembered we done a pairing video of her back then, and she did in fact produce a sac, which she looked after really well for about 3 weeks, and then she ate it, completely destroyed it and ate the lot. And we're not sure as to why. And as we've said in a couple of previous videos, we have had a run of that this year with our females. And we really are at a loss as to explain why they all ate their sacs around about the same time. So within a space of a couple of months, we'd had quite a few of them eat their sacs. For no apparent reason. Everything seemed absolutely perfect. The same as what we've done in the past, and yeah, they just decided to eat them, which was a real shame. Although these particular ones, the machalla and the nigricolor, are renowned for consuming their sacs, so maybe they are extra delicate, maybe a little nervous when they're on sacs. We don't know. So what we're going to do is, this is her first pairing this time round with this male. So we will pair them up, and then we will see in another week's time. We will probably pair them again, and then that'll be it. And then what we will probably do with her is seal her off. So we will cover her enclosure over and leave her until she sort of drops a sack, and then we'll just leave her nice and quiet. We won't touch her, we won't do anything. Here she comes. And hopefully she'll be a little bit better. Maybe the fact that she's matured a little bit, she's got a little bit older, maybe she'll settle down a little bit as well. We do find that sometimes the young spiders can be a little bit fractious in their development, and as they get older they get more and more confident. There you go, look, she was tapping then. He's got the faintest of little shakes going on. The very faint. Here she comes. Now the signs so far is showing that she is receptive. She's looking quite good. Is our male going to be man enough for the job? I think he might have to up his game a little bit. He's turning around to face her, so at least he's not running away. Here we go, we've got first contact. Do you see that? As soon as that first foot touches, that's it. That spurs them on. Look at that. He's a changed spider. Now he's in a reasonably good position at the moment. He's got the upper ground, the higher ground. He does need to get down in there with her though. This is the only thing. But now neither of them are in any doubt as to what is going on. As you can see there, our female was backed back into the burrow. So it's going to be quite difficult to actually see what's going on. We might well have to get some light, as we can see now. We've got a little bit of light going on. Very difficult to try and film these guys because you are literally looking into a black hole with a black spider. Look at the size of those fangs. The Pamphobeteus really are a large spider. And they're sort of like, they're getting up there. You know, they're not a lot smaller than some of your sturmies and your blondies. These really are a big, powerfully built spider. You can see that purple on his legs now. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, as we can see there, he's gone straight in, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of problem there with their communication. Now she's relatively relaxed. As you can see there now, he's literally hooking her up. This has been one of the hardest pairings to film, purely because of the reflection in the glass. It's proven to be really, really difficult. Now, as you can see there, there's not a huge amount of room for him to actually lift her up, which makes pairing within the burrow quite a difficult thing for our males, because it means he has to literally climb underneath her, which puts him at great risk. He really takes his life in his hands at this point. And as we've said before, when a male reaches maturity, the only thing that he requires now to fulfill is to pass on his genes. So mating with as many females as possible is all that this spider is thinking about. Now, in the last pairing that we done with these, our female was very relaxed, and we had a really, really casual pairing, no aggression whatsoever, and both of them walked away rather sedately, very calmly. So hopefully we'll see what happens this time round. Has she still got that mellow side to her? You can see there just isn't that much room to lift her up. It would have been far better had they come out of that burrow just a little bit. Here he goes. He's trying to reach under there now. It's incredible the lack of stimuli and movement that's going on. You know, many of our spiders are constantly reinforcing what they're there. They're shaking, they're tapping and what have you. These two have not really done very much at all. Only the very bare minimum. Even now, our male isn't shaking, or what is he saying? Is he saying anything at all? Our female's the same. Look at them. I mean, they are very, very casual about this. And we can see there how he's using the front legs with them tibial hooks. He's pushing her back by her fangs, and then the two front legs either side are actually holding up her first pair of legs. So you can see how they're working. Now, it's quite often thought or said that they only use the tibial hooks on the fangs, but quite often you will see them holding them up by their legs as well. So they're a tool that the male has to aid his actual successful pairing. You can see how they cross over there. Very, very clever. This gives him maximum pressure on her to be able to force her back. You can see there, look, he's lost the grip there. She's backing away a little bit now. Here we go, look, now you see he's starting to shake and communicate again. I think maybe he's just trying to reassure her that everything is okay. There's no need to eat me just yet. I can imagine some of the pleas from our male spiders when they're in this position. See how, look, he's caught up on that little bit of web and he's not happy about that. See him shaking his leg trying to get rid of it. The last thing he needs to be is hooked up in a piece of web. If he needs to make a very quick retreat, he can do without that kind of trouble. Now you can see there the tibial hook on that fang. See how he's hooked it in? Look. And he's trying to push her back with it. You can clearly see them using the tibial hook there. Very, very clever. You can see it on the right hand one now. You see he's trying to find that purchase. There we go. Look, she's almost over the top of him now. Oh, dearie me, this is a scary, scary time. She must be resting her fangs on the top of his carapace just there. Oh, look at her flexing her fangs now. He ain't backing off. You see how he's communicating there with the second pair of legs? He's constantly tapping her there. There's vibration going through there. I would imagine he is whispering some very nervous, sweet nothings to her there. It's not very often I get nervous for our males, but I must admit this is very nervous. And we're getting some movement out of her now. You see how she's bobbing up and down there? Now the tempo's really picking up. You can see he's trying to push her up again. See how her webbing's getting caught up everywhere? He's moving from side to side now, trying to find a decent access for insemination. This is so difficult. There we go. Pushing on her again now. You see how she's actually lifted herself up, so there is room under there. It's whether our male can get far enough in. Here we go, he's trying now. You can see how his body's changed. He's reaching right the way under now. You just about make out a pedipalp here and there. Just moving. You see how high up she is now? Oh, here we go, this is better. And you can see the pedipalps working away there. He's trying to get that grip. It's very, very difficult for him to actually manoeuvre and hold this female. If he manages an insemination in this part, we will be looking for our female to buckle in as if he's pulling her down. That is the clue that we will see that whether our male has been successful or not. And we're having a little rest again now. I should imagine it's very hard work like this. There you go. You see the pedipalps now. They're literally, he's searching. He's literally rubbing right up against. There we go. That's insemination there. There we go. You see how he's doubled her backwards? Perfect. Now please don't kill him. Still inseminating there. You see how her legs are coming down now? He's still got her hooked in. Oh, this is incredible. This is really, really good. Now the retreat is the key now. You notice now, look, he's backing out. He's still holding her up. She's almost holding him down now. Look, you see this? How she's used her legs to hold him down. Now this is something we've not seen from her before. He's trying to back out now. He's still pushing her backwards. That was a really good insemination. Here we go. He's getting that little bit of distance now. Yep, he's looking, he's searching. You see how his back legs are looking for somewhere to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. And now we see her in all her glory. You can see now how much of a heavier spider she is. And she is in actual fact jet black. Now he's just, look at him, look, he's shaking away. He's waving them pedipalps. His bodies are giving them vibrations, showing her, telling her, everything's okay. It's all right, my sweet. I'm leaving. I won't pester you anymore. Yeah, he's communicating. This is the most communication we've seen. He should have done a little bit of this back in the beginning, I think. There we go. Notice how he backs off and she starts coming forward. Now they are actually right at the top of the enclosure, so he has got a clear escape route should he need it. She is almost stalking him there. We need to be careful now. We're ready with a... Whoa, whoa, she's gone. Now then, she actually took out of the top of the hide there and chased him. Well then, guys, I did say it was quite an interesting thing, didn't I? It was weird in some respects. How, when we popped our male in there, you see the colour of him. He is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful spider. Now, you would have seen when he went in there, we've had to condense that. That took around about 2.5 hours, that video. And we've had to condense that right down into a viewable video. So there was lots and lots of time spent with our male. We just sat around doing nothing. And he really, the communication from him was almost zero. Even when he went right down in front of the burrow there, I thought he would have gone straight in and seen her. No, he carried on and he went up the top. He went up there. And you still see there was only the slightest little shaking from him, slightest vibrations. He seemed more concerned about getting caught up in her web. Now that web she lays all the way around the entrance to her burrow. She puts it everywhere. And obviously when prey comes along, it gets caught on it, she will come out and grab them. So it was interesting to see. She knew exactly that that wasn't a prey item out there. You know, they know the difference in the vibration from when food comes along to when other things, maybe predators or whatever, or a suitor comes along. So it took a long time for her to actually wake up as well, which was quite unusual. You know, I wasn't expecting that. And we just had to be patient. And then finally, when he came on the top and he came over, she then turned and started coming out to see what was going on. And you saw that everything was really, really cautious, very, very slow, hardly anything at all. And then once again, we saw it where they came out and one toe touched the other one like that, and boom, they're off. Now all of a sudden, we're in the game and they know what's going on. So they literally came on strong from that moment on. And as you can see, when the male came down, he's tried to position himself and she backed off. And he literally followed her down into the burrow, which made it incredibly difficult. We struggled with reflection on this video. really difficult. We're looking into a black hole with a black spider. It was really, really difficult. So it was just phenomenal the way they actually behaved. And even when they were down in there, we saw that there was very little communication. I mean, she gave a little bit of, you know, a little bit of shaking, a little bit of waving of her feet and what have you. And but not as much as we were expecting. It wasn't as strong as I was expecting. So yeah, very unusual. And then finally, after all that time, he finally managed a successful insemination, and that was pretty cool. You see how we don't necessarily need to see the insemination. We can tell by the angle of their bodies and the way they are reacting. And you see he pushed her back, and this is where the he's using his emboli and he's placing it, and it basically places it into her epigastric furrow and pulls back. And this is how she ends up going backwards like that. And because he's pulling here and pushing with his feet, and he's pushing her over like that, and they're pulling like that. And this is him inseminating now. And this is making sure that he actually does the job properly. And yeah, he did. He'd done a really, really good job. So hopefully that is going to be a really successful pairing there. Now, you'll see how they changed. Once he'd actually let her go, you see how she moved her legs over the top of him. There was a little bit of something going on there. And I'll be honest, I was a little fearful for our male, because actually trying to save him in that position would have been quite difficult. So we had to bear with it and just trust that he will be able to move out, which he did. He came out, and it's incredible how you can see with their back legs, how they're doing this. They're looking for where they are, and they're feeling their environment with their back legs, and he's looking for that escape route. And he did. He literally backed up and went out. She stalked him all the way out, and there was a point there I was like, you're not just following him, you're actually stalking him. And we were ready there with a paintbrush, but we had them on the desk here. The top was all open. He could literally bolt and run off. She can do the same, but generally speaking, if the male's got clear access, he's pretty quick. He don't hang about. And that's exactly what happened. She made a rush for him. They literally shot off a camera. He disappeared out on top of the desk. She was on top of the desk as well. But you find the minute they come out on the foreign ground, all of a sudden they both stop and they're like, whoa, where are we? And that gave us time then to just box him up, and we moved our female back in. Nice and easy, no stress. So it pays, you know, when you're pairing your spiders, allow them the freedom to move. And this will often be the difference between a live male and a dead one. So allow them the freedom. It's always easier to catch your spider at the end than it is to sit and watch him getting munched. So all being well, give them the room, let him escape, let him run away. Then we can deal with that at a later date. It's not a problem. It's much easier to do that. Right, so what we will do now is we will give him a rest for a week or so, look for another sperm web. We want to see him make another sperm web ideally, and then we'll try and maybe one more time, and we'll see how he goes. And all being well, we'll have a repeat of what we've seen this time. But maybe he'll get his act together and show a little bit more enthusiasm. She won't be quite so hard on him. But we'll see. We'll see. We never know. Right, until then, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you've been watching the video, press the like button. It really, really helps with the algorithm if we can get them likes up. We get thousands and thousands of views, but not so many thumbs up. So is that meaning you're not enjoying them? If so, let us know. You know, if there's something we can change, let us know. If you are enjoying them, hit that like button. It's really, really important. And yeah, don't forget, hang around, ready for the next video. Right then, this is us finished now from the beastie room today. Until next time, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I will see you soon, guys.